Hey.
Hey, guys. How
What's
is everybody today? Oh, Chet's live today.
Oh, my goodness.
Meg, did you post on Twitter? Is that why?
I didn't.
The simp army is incoming. So we're back. This is our first League of Mayhem post Justice Con. So forgive the three of us at least if we seem a little out of it, but we're here and ready. And today, from the usual suspects, we're joined by the lovely Tiff-tastic.
Hello, all.
The amazing Rachel.
Hi.
And the guest of honor is none other than Kim Rhodes.
Hey.
What up, Kim?
Hi.
So, Kim, for anyone watching who might not be familiar with your work, could you kind of do a brief lowdown on who you are?
Yeah. I'm a mom. I teach horseback riding. I've got a lot of animals. That's not at all what you were talking about. I was Zack and Cody's mom. I was Zack and Cody's mom, and Jody Mills on Supernatural are probably the two I'm best known for. I also had a brief stint on Criminal Minds as Linda Barnes, and a one very eventful episode on Star Trek Voyager as the Kobali.
You're also
Lindsay
a
Ballard.
rising TikTok star, it looks like.
Is that what I'm doing? I'm rising.
Yes.
I turned to TikTok when I couldn't take Twitter anymore. I just was like, I feel like everybody on Twitter is just yelling at people who are frightened in different ways than they are. And I just was like, I can't. I will go and see my people and love on my people. And then I go away and dance on TikTok.
And a T-Rex costume.
I really appreciate the T-Rex costume.
Thank you. It was one of those things that I always really wanted. And then pandemic hit and I was like, why don't I have a T-Rex costume? How am I going to get through the pandemic without a T-Rex costume? That T-Rex costume has served me well.
See, I like your trail of thought. I should get a T-Rex costume also.
And your
God.
daughter has a giant unicorn one.
Yes, which is so okay. So what? Oh, there goes my cat. Can you see him climbing up the? There's.
Oh my god!
He climbed. He climbs up at the as soon as he knows something's being recorded, then all of a sudden he's like, now I think is the time that I should crawl up and break things behind you.
You were not joking.
The unicorn came because I was trying to decide between the unicorn and the T-Rex, but I knew I really wanted the T-Rex. And my ex-boyfriend actually was like, no, you can't. You have to have both. And I was like, I don't have the money to buy a fucking random, no, I don't. So he bought it for my daughter and sent it to us.
Aww.
I know. He's such a good guy.
That's how you survive the pandemic, though. You got you and your kid, giant blow-up costume.
Oh my god!
And you've also been doing. Go on, Nana.
Sorry, I just Kim, we have a little surprise for you. We brought in a fan.
I love you so much. Okay, now everybody watch Rachel's face.
Yes.
Rachel, look who's here. Rachel, look who's here.
I'm still here. I didn't turn off my camera.
Rachel, were you prepared this time? Did they tell you about it?
I'm okay.
I was
Okay.
You look marvelous, Rachel.
Oh, thank you.
We just got done telling Kim about how Rachel ran away when you came on the stream last time.
That was ages ago.
Well,
and I told them, I said, everybody in LA says that, oh, I'm friends with him. But Ray was in my wedding. Was in my wedding. And
yes,
now, as we speak, somebody somewhere is doing fan art of you in a pink onesie in getting married to Jody Mills, I think, is what you said. Isn't that what you said? Somebody's doing that?
We can do that. We can see if somebody will do that too.
Them the idea.
Seriously, the Twitter artists are scary. It's almost like court illustrators. Where something happens and they're just like plap and they've got it and it's perfect and it's really intimidating and strange. Hi, my friend. How are you?
Hi, I love you so much. I'm good. How are you?
It's good to see you.
I'm happy you're here.
These are my friends. These are
I
my
love your friends.
See, aren't they cool? Yes. They're
Love
very
your
nice.
friends.
Um,
Yay!
Hi, Kim. Huge fan of Sweet Life. One of the
It was,
only
you know, it
shows.
was, you know, it was funny when Ray first told us about being besties with you. Like, I didn't realize you'd been in Supernatural, but I knew you from Sweet Life. And so when he said that, I was like, I instantly could see you as Carrie standing next to Darkseid, and I was like, that makes total sense.
And we didn't
That
even
makes
have a scene
complete
together
total
when I did it.
sense.
That's Darkseid would have been cuddling a chicken, though, right?
Yes,
a rotisserie chicken.
absolutely right. We never even had a scene together. That sucks.
No, but God,
Did
that's
someone
okay because
say-
I was laughing so hard. Well, that's yes. Only it wasn't a rubber chicken; it was a rotisserie chicken. His character was asleep. His character was asleep on the band bus, and he was cuddling a chicken,
Yeah,
a
We've
rotisserie
all been
chicken.
there. We've all been there.
Sounds about right.
it was a very free form few days. It was totally fun.
Oh my gosh, Joey.
Well, so the Queens asked if I would want to come in and say hi, and I don't want to intrude or
stay.
anything like that, but I just
No, stay.
I miss you. It's nice to see you.
What else are you doing? Don't go anyplace. What? Stay. I mean, this will quickly turn into an entire. What will happen is that we'll start just saying things that don't make any things like Elizabeth. And we will know what we're talking about.
Yes, exactly. And some things, I mean, I don't know if you have like a rating system on your podcast, but we will change it to R. If not PG-13.
Oh, it's already.
Ray, we say the
Liberal.
F word all the time
You-
here,
so,
Ray. You
yeah.
should know this by now.
Well, no, I do, but I just
We have no qualms.
I try to
we
give the
know-
illusion
Named
of
it League
decency.
of Mayhem for a reason.
I like to
Did
give
you
the
tell them-
illusion of decency until I'm with my friend Kim, and then it's like
No.
fucking pop the
So
cork.
you've been holding out on us?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
I'm insulted.
oh yeah.
Dark
No.
side after dark, then.
I can peel paint with my so
Oh,
my poor boy and my son. Anytime he's with me with a friend, and that friend lets fly with any profanity at all, they always look at my son and they're like, "I'm really sorry," and he's like, "Doesn't matter."
Like, you have no idea what my dad is like when you're not
No.
around.
No. So, hi, my friend.
Hi.
You know
Did
what's
you tell
weird?
him
Hmm.
what? Me.
What?
What? You asked what's weird, and I said me. What's weird?
Well, yes, delightfully so. We've never actually acted together.
I know. We have. You know what? We're the right age to do this. The Scottish play finally, though.
Yeah. Anybody want to put up the Scottish play?
Let's do it.
Us as the
It's
M's.
it's not the M word, is it?
It is.
Oh, okay, that's what you're talking about.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Indeed.
Yeah. I think we had plans. We made plans to do that when we were
We
like,
did.
30 years ago, 20
When we
years
were
ago, long time
larvae.
ago.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
larvae at that point.
I appreciate you didn't say the actual name out loud, because then I'd lose power for real.
No. You know what you do is you quote Hamlet. If someone says the name or says a line from it, quote Hamlet. Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Wipes it clean. Hello, cat. I like a ginger
It's
tabby.
Zack.
You know I do.
I know he's like Grover.
Grover, my cat of 18 years. I love a ginger cat. Look at him loving on you. Yes.
Within
He's doing
seconds
it
of
for the camera.
within seconds of going live, he was climbing the curtain behind
I know.
her.
I saw. I was in the green room. I was in the green room getting high and tattooed. You have a really wicked green room here.
I know, we wanted to make it entertaining thing for those who are stuck there for a little bit.
Boy,
yeah.
I'll tell you, the snack tray, but otherwise it's great.
Needs an improvement. Okay, we'll work on it.
A little bit, yeah.
See,
Less mayonnaise.
we're still a bit low budget, we got to work it out. So,
The mayonnaise is Nana's thing, not mine. Don't worry. So you can blame
Okay.
her.
All right.
well, what do you mean blame me? This is why the mayonnaise is not there, because you always, stop me.
I told you about the little kid who recognized me when I was on a cruise, right, Kim? I was
No.
in the ice cream line on the cruise, like you do, because I'm an adult and damn it, I'm going to have an ice cream cone. This is just a quick sidebar. Any adults out there who think having an ice cream cone in public is ridiculous, that's why you do it. It's medicine. If you ever have a really bad day, if you're really sad about something, get a big stupid ice cream cone and be seen in public as an adult having your ice cream cone. It's medicine.
I never knew that's embarrassing. Nobody's ever told me that. 'Cause
No,
I
it's
feel
medicine.
having-
But anyway, so I'm standing in line, and this little kid walks up, and she's really serious, and she's like, "Did you ever appear on a television show where you were trying to pretend that you were on a plane?" And I was like, and it took me a minute. And I was like, "I think you may. Did you have an English accent?" "Yes, I did." "Were you on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody?" "Yes, I was." "Thank you," and then just walked away. And she was gaining information, just like, "Thank you," and just left.
I was correct.
I would honestly be afraid that she was going to kill you, like that she was there to confirm her target before killing you.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe, she might have been like, who knows, like Men in Black or something. She was deadly serious.
That's a minor. I remember a little girl coming up to me and going, "Are you the mom on Zack and Cody?" And I just I was like, I don't have the fucking time for this. And no. And she goes, "Yes, you are."
No.
And then I was like, "Oh, I can't lie to a child." And I went, "You're right. I am. I'm sorry. I am." She goes, "No, you're not." Was right. Okay. I don't have time for this. Who the fuck do you want me to be?
But it's great practice for Twitter.
There you go.
True.
Totally.
Yeah.
I don't know. What answer do you want? And yes. Okay.
Yeah.
There. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think though sometimes like when people meet like somebody, they've seen on the show and stuff, sometimes they just go in, they have this plan in their head and it just completely backfires and just goes like, because it happened to me that I would just go up, and that happened with some Czech celebrities, and I would just go up to them and I would just say hi. And I had this whole plan in my head how I'm going to ask for a photo or something. But it ended up very similar to the encounter you had, Ray, where I was just like, "Were you in that?" I was like, "Yeah." Like, "Thanks."
Yeah,
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's odd. I mean, because you want to, at least I have this. I mean, Kim will vouch for this. I was always stood out on the bricks long after the show, like if people had questions and stuff, because I like to. I agree, Philip Barker. I think Kim would make a fantastic granny goodness. Yes, please.
August Daddy. You
Is that Tabby there?
I'm sorry. A moment. Yes. Here, come in. There. See, there's August Daddy.
Hello,
That's
my
Ray.
friend.
Hi, Ray.
Good to see you. How's it going?
Oh, hi, Cole.
Yes. So that's
Hi.
Nana, Cole, Meg, Tiff-tastic, and Rachel.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Rachel.
I love your TikToks with your mom. You're so cool.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
they can't hear
Especially
you.
with-
Sorry. They said they love your TikToks with me. Oh, with the unicorn costume. Is that funny?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
you should watch this.
Oh, I should watch. Wait, they can't actually see that. What is that?
Rebecca Zamolo.
Oh, okay. That's your YouTuber you like. I saw that you had a picture of my raven. That's amazing. Did that just happen?
Yeah, they were digging up the garlic.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, I'd like to talk to you more about that when I come down in a little bit. Okay.
Okay, and there was a peanut shell.
Yes, they like peanuts. They're apparently burying peanuts out there now.
I'm gonna kill 'em.
No, we don't. We're not gonna kill them. I love you. Okay. I made friends with the ravens
There's
on
something here for you.
what?
Something here.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I
What a
love her. She's
sweetie.
so perfect.
She's such a
That's my
great kid.
kitten. That's my kid. She came up because I made friends with what I thought were the crows on my roof, and it turned out they are not crows. They are ravens, and they
If the
are.
bird looks like a small dog, it's definitely not a crow.
Yeah, no. This is it. And when it got up close, I was pretty sure it was a pterodactyl. But they're my friends now.
Have you befriended them? Were you successful in like?
Oh,
'cause
that's
I
why
saw-
she came up, because they were.
Yeah.
They're apparently now burying things. They're now on the. They're now welcome here. They just all of a
Sweet.
sudden, after months of me feeding them and talking to them, that they just all of a sudden the other day showed up and were like, hi. I'm like, oh, fuck, now I'm yours. Okay.
Yeah. And they are huge.
And they communicate. So they've told their friends this is a nice house to stop by at.
Yeah, they're here. They're here.
I've read somewhere it was like I don't know if it was Reddit or somewhere, but somebody made this similar thing where they befriended ravens, and the ravens then terrorized the neighborhood on their behalf.
Yes.
Not exactly intended, but it happened.
And there's the story about the lens cap as well, which I just love, where this family formed a relationship with ravens around their house, and then the mother, who was a photographer, was taking pictures down by the river, I guess, and her lens cap fell off and down onto the bank, and she couldn't get to it. And was like, oh well, lens cap, whatever. And the next day came out, and among the assortment of things they brought was her lens cap. So that they went, that is something special to her, so we will bring it back to her. So it's pretty cool.
When I was visiting Nana in Prague, we walked through one of the old bits of Prague, and it was snowing, so we were the only people out. And we're walking past a really old police station, and there was this like glass cutout, and there was something in a cage, and I'm like, what is that? And I get close, I'm like, why does your police station have a raven in a cage on like, it blew my mind. I was
drunk and disorderly. Come on, man. He got busted.
Or he's the
got mouthy.
Yeah.
Or he's the corpse sniffer or something, because they're omens of death. Like
the corpse sniffer. Yes, is that Prague CSI?
I don't know. Maybe.
We don't know the cause of death. Get the bird.
I mean, honestly, I would not be surprised.
Nana was like, yeah, that's a thing. She was like, whatever. And I'm just like, it took me, like, I spent the rest of the night just mulling it over, and at random times saying to her, maybe it's doing there for this. And she's like, why are you still talking about the fucking bird?
I would go. Okay, so this is the weirdo that I am. I would absolutely, if I knew I was going to that police station, get arrested, just so I could go hang out with the raven. I'd be like, hi.
In the cage with the raven.
And you could both be jailbirds. Thank you. Tip your waitress. Drive safely, everybody.
It's the only reason we keep Ray around, for the bad jokes. I'm kidding. I love you. You know that.
Oh.
I actually have a question for you, Kim, out of curiosity.
Yes.
With you playing the mom on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and working with both Dylan and Cole Sprouse, do you follow them at all? Like with Cole going into Riverdale and being very well known as Jughead and everything now, do you follow them as like being your kids at all, or do you keep in touch at all with anyone from the show?
We don't, because that was 15 years ago, and they were children. And while they did keep in contact with a few of the people on the show, I didn't really feel like it was my place to kind of be like, are we friends now?
Yeah,
because but I love them very, very much. So I'm aware of what they're doing. I am proud of what they're doing. I know that if I ever ran into them, they would be hugged uncomfortably while I wept with pride, but we are not in continual contact.
So it's like any mom whose kids grew up and moved and went off world. If you guys see each other, you'll hug and you'll cry and be proud, but they're like, you're like my mom. I don't want to text Jay.
Yeah. Or like your best friend's mom. Like the house that you would go over to all the time when you were a kid, but like you grow up and you don't keep in touch with the mom because that would be weird. You keep in touch with your friend, and then they tell you how your kid's doing. So yeah, I think it's more like that. I'm aware of everything that's happening. I know that the girls are both having babies, and they're both such loving, kind human beings. I know they're going to be incredible mothers. I was so grateful to work with, because boy, there are some shitheads in Hollywood, and I didn't end up having to deal with any of them on that show.
So they were good to work with even as children?
Yeah. Yeah, they took it very seriously. I remember the first time that Dylan and Cole were fucking around with one of the cameramen, and Phil Lewis took them aside and went, listen, I get that you're 12 years old and that this is a lot of fun, but if someone needs to get blamed, it will never be you. It will always be someone else, because everyone else is replaceable. He said, take the bullet for your crew. And they heard, like, those two boys stood up for everyone on that set. Those, like, it's very instinctual if you're 12 years old that you want to blame somebody and be like, I didn't, the prop was broken when I got here. And those two boys were always like, that, my bad. I got it. Even when they didn't do it. So yeah, I was very, very impressed with how, even as little dudes, they took responsibility for how that set worked.
It was a happy set, as I recall.
Yeah,
it really was. I did tell you the instructions that the prop master gave me when he gave me the rotisserie chicken.
Oh.
Do you remember this? Between takes.
What were the instructions, Ray? Don't eat it?
It's on the day of the show, and they got a grocery rotisserie chicken that I had to sleep with on my face. And in between takes, he came over, and there's kids in the audience. He came over and really quietly went, "This is a Disney show. Don't fuck that chicken." Okay, we're ready. All right, roll sound. And I'm like trying to maintain as the camera starts up. Not good.
Oh my god.
It was from time.
It'd be a good show.
Yeah.
With like the straight, like he had the best deadpan, just like.
That crew was one of the funniest crews I've ever worked with, I will say. God, everybody that I talked to, I mean, the bumper sticker, Live Bitter Work Union, cracked. It just, oh my God. Yeah, very funny. Very funny.
Awesome.
Very funny.
Here's a question. Joe.
Nice one, Joey.
Oh, goodness. Someone get that guy out of here.
It was a question for Kim. What was it like when the show ended and you had to move on? I think that could go to like even the supernatural and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, they were two very different experiences. I had a lot of healing that I had to do. And for somebody who has healing that is in their future but isn't at their doorstep, they are really kind of crabby, resentful human beings. And so when I was not invited on the spinoff of Sweet Life, when they were like, we're doing more, but you're not in it. It was like, I just had a baby. And instead of working and having health insurance, my house was foreclosed on.
Oh my God.
And they told the boys the reason I wasn't on the show is because I wanted to stay home with my baby, which was a fucking lie. I wanted to be employed and live in my house and have health insurance. Those things did not happen. So that's what I said when we were talking before the show. I said I had a lot of resentments around Sweet Life. I had a lot of like, well, I'm glad I gave you. I mean, they can't take my baby back. That I paid for with Disney money, but everything else disappeared. And it was a very, very, very painful experience. However, then as I moved forward in my life, and like honestly, now on TikTok, I'm meeting these people that I personally, because what it felt like was that I didn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. They basically were like, yeah, we don't need you, and never did. I was like, I thought I was important. No, you weren't. We dyed your hair to match the background. That should have been a clue. They actually did. They brought swatches in and said they need your hair to match these tones because this is the set she's going to be on. And so I held on to that. And then to be introduced to all of these fabulous, funny, lovely human beings that are like, oh, Mom, you meant something to me. All of a sudden, it just spun that last bit of resentment out of my life. And now I can really see it for the blessing it was, for how much fun I had. And I can be grateful that I got the opportunity to, even if I didn't mean anything to them, I meant something to the audience. And that's why I do this. So that was what it was like, both when the show finished and I had to move on, and now as I'm in the process of looking back on it with joy.
Fuck Disney, man.
Jeez.
Oh, it's just, they create a product.
Yeah.
It's Hollywood.
Right?
It's
They
Hollywood.
make a product. Yeah.
Hollywood
You know,
rarely uses lube.
Like, I totally
No
I
dinner, no
totally
lube.
I totally appreciate trying to like gentle that with saying they create a product, but I'm on TikTok too, and I've been seeing a lot of what other people have gone through, like, and I've
Kids,
never heard a good
Allison's-
I've never heard any good stories. It just sounds so bad. It's like I grew up watching Zack and Cody. Like, that show was there for me when I was going through a lot, and I just liked losing my mind watching it, like not having to pay attention to anything. And I loved you especially because you were like the ideal mom, goofy and loving and protective. But like, to hear that it was not, that they treated you so badly in the end, it's just like, I am so sorry, because like, you mean so much for a kid who watched it.
Thank you. Well, but it's Ray can attest to this. So my job is literally to make things personal. My job is to take words on a page and give them a soul and a point of view and a humanity and have them be a part of a story. But that doesn't mean it's personal to them. So when they say it's nothing personal, it isn't personal to them. And that's okay. It still gets to be personal to me, which is a risk I take, which means sometimes it's gonna hurt like fuckballs. But that's part of the package. It just fucking, I remember, okay, so I'm sure Ray told you the story, but I remember when Ray called me when he discovered that Darkseid had been edited out of the movie.
Yeah.
And the mourning process, the experience, I don't want to speak for you if this is stuff that you're not comfortable sharing.
No, I'm fine with
it. That level of pain, which is why when it turned around, I was literally screaming, and I do know what the word literally means. I literally screamed when it was almost better. It was almost better that,
in a way, it really was, you know. I mean, yeah, it hurts like hell, and I'm a big believer in, if something hurts, go there. Don't shy away from it. Hurt, you know. We're supposed to feel, all of us, but especially people in the line of work that Kim and I are in. And so it hurt, and I had to grieve and, you know, pick up pieces and do all of that stuff. But in the end, you don't, you know, I'll see people, let's say on Twitter, speaking with great anger about specific people in the industry and real anger at what they're doing and that sort of thing. And it's hard for me to get next to that because it's business, you know, and they aren't thinking about feelings when they're making these business decisions. So I don't necessarily hold it against the people who made the decision to cut me from the thing, or the people who made the decision not to have Kim carry on, because, you know, they love you and it's great and it's fun and we hug you and everything is terrific. Oh, the show's over. Okay, we're gonna go, but bye. You know, and you're left like, but wait, I'm no. This is, you know, we made a decision. It really isn't personal. It's just business, and you have to get good with it, or at least efficient with it. Figure out what it is to feel, figure out what the feelings are, what you're going to do with them, and how you move on, because otherwise you end up very bitter. And, you know, there's enough bitterness in this town.
Yeah. Yeah. And trying to take control over things that you have no control over.
Absolutely. And you're going to allow a business decision to affect absolutely every aspect of your life emotionally. That's on you, But it is important to grieve, and it is important to go through that process, and everybody knows what it is. The important thing is to find people that you can be real with and commiserate with. Like my friend Kim. She's also been kind of like my guide with all of this stuff. I mean, Kim, you were the one, you're the one who described what cons were like. And so when cons became a thing for me, it was like, oh, I got to tell Kim, because she knows like what it is. And, and it's always been great to be able to contact you and be like, hey, this thing is happening, because your perspective is invaluable.
We need to get to a con together.
Oh my God.
And I don't know how we can do that, but these they're starting up again.
I know. I'm hearing rumbles.
I don't know how we do that. Oh, good.
You
okay.
guys have to. Cons are so good. We love cons.
My very first con ever that I had ever attended at all was in San Diego, and that's where I met Nana and Cole.
And I freaked Ray out mildly because I was running around with my little paper, which how San Diego always has these guides, and I would be like, I would have my paper torn out of the guide in the middle, and it was like with the map of the booths and everything. And I just had this whole plan, and that's what I generally do when we go to San Diego, because if you don't plan ahead, you're not gonna make it to even quarter of the things you want to make it to. And we met up with Ray, and Ray was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I pulled out my torn out. It looked like somebody chewed that paper at that point. And I pulled it. I was like, so you go there, and you go there, and this is where the Star Wars booth is, and this is where this is, and this is where you have to go if you want to make this panel. And he was just looking at me. He's like, how do you know all this stuff? And I was like, well, Nana, great. Now you freaked out Ray Porter before he even know your name.
But that was my very first experience, and I didn't last very long. I mean, it was overwhelming,
I've been to one San Diego con, and I didn't go inside the building.
No,
I was like, nope,
you have
nope,
to.
hard.
It's so much fun.
Nope. I don't have to. I don't, and I'm not gonna.
You'd have to wear, if you ever did, you'd have to wear the T-Rex costume though, because you would be recognized.
I would probably be able to manage it in a T-Rex costume, but no other way.
Yeah,
that sounds terrifying.
Yeah, no, but that's actually you could do that T-Rex costume or just like a mask. That's actually pretty common in San Diego. That's how Cole and I met Mark Hamill, and to this day we regret not stopping and talking to him. He was dressed as Trump Vader.
We were rushing to an event, and we were in the middle of this this sea of people walking past him, and he was by a bus, and he was dressed as a Trump Darth Vader mashup with a golf club and a golf club lightsaber and everything, and it was absolutely amazing. And we pointed at him and yelled that we loved his costume, and we discussed taking a picture with him before we moved on, but we really had to keep going. And it's like if you turn against the tide, it can get a little difficult for moving. So we knew that we had to keep going in the other direction. Crazy. And then at the end of the event, we go onto Twitter, and he's like, it's true. All of it's true. It was me. And he posts a picture of the costume.
And we sat in our hotel room. It was after the event, Sunday afternoon. We sat in the hotel room, said the con was over. And on top of that, we found out that we met Mark Hamill, and we don't have a picture with him. And we were like,
oh, I told you my big meeting Mark Hamill moment where I completely dorked out and just lost all capacity of speech. I mean, Kim will tell you I can talk to pretty much anyone, but I was at the London premiere of BVS and was standing there, and I look over, and Mark Hamill is standing in the theater next to me, and he kind of looked at me and nodded, and I looked at him and I went, "You're amazing."
I love you.
At least you say something. Like, oh, I would have burst into tears.
Oh yeah.
I would have just been hugging him and just.
I was at I was at a Comic-Con that David Tennant was at, and everyone knows how I feel about David Tennant. And there was only one day where there was crossover, and so everybody was like aware. And at one point, I was moving someplace, and they went, "Okay, David," and I heard somebody go, "Okay, David Tennant's coming down the hall," and I literally shrieked and ran the other way. I went, "No!" And I ran up a stairwell and hid until David Tennant had gone through. And I owned this ridiculous experience. And so a fan / friend named Rye got his autograph, and then right next to mine, like she had me autograph, and then she put his, and she was like, "She likes you a lot." And so he was like, "I like her handwriting. I'm sure we'd be friends." And that was and I freaked out when she told me. I get it. I feel big feelings. When I met Neil Gaiman, I just kept hitting him.
You kept hitting him?
I kept hitting him. We were sitting together. He let me because I stalked him, and my friend Natalie knows him, and encouraged him to encourage my stalking, which was a poor life choice on his part. He should not be so gullible. But so he let me up into the editing bay to watch some Good Omens while they were editing it. And I was sitting next to him on the couch, and I was watching like this, and I kept going, "Look what you did! Look what you did! You did that! You did that!"
See, that's literally how I would have been if I had sat next to Ray watching Zack Snyder's Justice League, because that's my reaction.
Yes.
Every time I saw Darkseid in a trailer or a clip, I was like, "That's my friend." And my dad.
Okay.
And my dad.
Y'all are late to the story. Ray Porter consistently stopped a show after how long was that fucking monologue in Labette?
Oh God, yeah, Labette. It was a 22-minute monologue in iambic pentameter and rhymed couplets.
22-minute monologue. Iambic pentameter, rhymed couplets. 22 minutes. And it's the first time you ever see his character. They've been talking about it the entire first act. The second act opens, so everybody's sitting. They've already had their drinks. They're like, "Amuse me, people." Ray comes out, 22 fucking minutes. And I saw this show, I would say, like 5 or 6 times.
Did you really? I didn't know that.
Hell yeah. No, I was there all the fucking time. There
my
were
God.
3 times you knew about. And then
Yeah.
And and I know because after like 3 times, because I have a braying laugh, and so Ray would like a Midsummer Night's Dream when you would die and do things to amuse me after you were dead in the back. What was
Specifically
that?
to amuse you.
Yes. But so I managed to keep my laugh down, but every single fucking time, standing ovation. Not like there's a standing ovation at the end of the show. Yay, you all did very well. Standing fucking ovation for Ray. So all the so I'm just gonna say, original fan, true fan. I get to start here.
Yeah, God, we were just puppies, man. When we first became friends, we were so little. You know?
We both remember the first time we saw each other too.
Damn straight.
We both remember, like,
I remember what you were wearing.
There you are.
Yeah.
There you
hello.
are.
Dr. Livingston, I presume. Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Hi. And then I was dating his friend.
Yes.
That I thought was, I hope he never hears this, but oh well, what the fuck? That I thought must be really cool because he was Ray's friend. And Ray was friends with him, and he thought he must be pretty cool because he was dating me. And it turned out that he was just kind of like the detour in our relationship.
Yeah, we would basically sit and commiserate. I mean, the amount of hours that Kim and I spent, I'll say this, listening to Tori Amos and commiserating over failed relationships. I mean, that's years in the making.
Yeah.
When I met Neil Gaiman, I got a little teary. I was at the studios in London doing Sandman, and finally had a moment to actually like talk to him. And I was like, "Oh man, Neverwhere, Ocean at the End of the Lane," and I like started getting emotional. Which he was very kind about, kind of letting me be, and I controlled myself as best I could, and then, tried to redeem myself in the studio. But it was this huge, because there's this guy that created this work that means so much to me. I mean, it's hard. What do you say? And I know that I feel a great debt whenever anybody is like that with me about anything that I've done. You want to make sure that they walk away feeling dignified and happy for the exchange, and sometimes that's a real challenge, but it's tough. If you've done something that meant something to someone and it meant enough to them to come up and say something to you, I believe it's important that you make them feel that it was worthwhile, that there's nothing embarrassing about it, that, but I mean, there's been several occasions where I've met people and I cringe in horror at myself. They were perfectly fine. I was a complete idiot. Richard Thompson at McCabe's Music. So embarrassed. Anyway.
So when you worked with Neil, did you ever mention, hey, you remember my bestie Kim who kept hitting you in the editing room?
I didn't know the hitting story, but I said, we have a mutual friend, and he's like, oh yeah. He spoke very highly of Kim, of course. Yeah, that was really fun. That was very fun.
I stalked him too. I was like, you were, he's going to have to hire me someday. He's been Kim adjacent for so long. At some point he'll need me.
I think that you and I should be cast in the TV thing that they're doing right now in Sandman.
Yeah. Well,
I know what we could do.
I'm all for it.
I mean, Zack already knows he gets his Snyderverse and he can continue. That's to look at Kim at least once for Granny Goodness.
Yeah. We'll start a hashtag for it if we have to.
There you go.
Granny Goodness.
Less. I'm ready. I have broken my bones enough to know that I heal quickly, and I'm not as scared of shit. So I'll do my own stunts.
Yeah, that's actually how you can tell a theater actor is look for the physical scars on them. I mean, there's a lot of actors, but the ones who've done theater have legs that look like, they were put together from spare parts and they can't hear right or see right, or, it's like, oh yeah, I can't stand this way because of a sword back in 1997. Theater actors.
Did you guys meet in that Shakespeare festival of yours?
We were in the same town.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I was a student at the college and he was an actor at the festival.
Yes.
And then years later,
that festival has gotten some real crazy gems out of it.
Yeah, it's and then years later I got to go back and actually work at the Shakespeare Festival, and Ray was still acting there. So we weren't in any plays together.
We got to hang around each other, but
be together.
Yeah, we never got to actually act together. But
this is actually, now that you're talking about this, I have a very good friend. I'd say like my best friend from like Czech speaking best friend, because the English speaking is obviously Cole. And that friend of mine, we grew up together. We met when I was like 11 or 12, and we played hockey because I was an ice hockey player. And for the entire decade or so that I've played, we were technically under the same team, but we've never played a single match together.
Yeah.
Not a single match.
Yeah.
She managed to be the person who broke my goalie mask the first day that I got it on because she shot in my head. She was also the one who constantly managed to shoot me in the head on like every training that we were on together. But we've never, not a single once, played a match on the same team. I've played against her, not with her.
I ended up actually staying because I had left the festival and then came back at the behest of the new artistic director to do a show, and I ended up staying on longer than I had wanted to because I got to work with another good friend of ours, a guy named Jonathan Hogan, playing Mephistopheles to his Dr. Faustus, and I get to work with my friend, sign me up. So it's a big question for Kim and Ray. If you were given the chance to play as one of the 7 Endless, which one would you like? Anybody want to have a go?
I need a reference.
Is it referring to
If it doesn't go
Deadly
immediately, yeah, if it doesn't immediately click in my brain, then I don't. I know who they are, but what are the 7 Endless?
Okay, we need
what world?
in the chat.
Yes,
Well,
please help me out. And this is, once again, I'm embarrassed at my ignorance of a lot of comic book things, and I hope people can be patient with me about that.
The Endless are a somewhat dysfunctional family of 7 siblings who each represent an aspect of life: dream, death, destiny, despair, desire, delirium.
Yeah. Okay,
sorry,
so it's
Sandman.
It's Sandman. It's Sandman.
Yes.
Sandman.
That's
so
what I
sorry.
thought.
I'm so sorry, Malik. And I've worked on the damn thing. I'm so sorry.
I thought I was like, I think that's what they are.
Yeah.
I see. Here's the problem. Okay, you know. Oh, Ray may not know this. I forgot to call and tell you, Ray. I don't remember if I told you this or not.
Okay.
I'm autistic. Have I told you that yet?
In so many ways, but not directly or
I know.
recently.
Yeah, no, you're not surprised
And
to
I
me.
love you anyway.
It all makes sense.
Yeah.
I knew. I saw on TikTok.
Okay. But point being, when someone asks a question like this, I am incapable of answering because I'm like, my brain is now everything from what's the budget? Are we doing classical casting? Do you mean which one am I right for? Which one could I book? Which one do I want to play? Which one do I wish I could have played when I was 22? Which one do I want to play now? If I could convince you that I could play it, which one should I do that make? Well, what if I were? Could we gender bend it? What are we gonna? So that kind of question that needs so much context in my brain, I don't. No,
I completely understand.
I don't think either one of us is necessarily right for dream. But I'll fight you for despair.
See, despair was
Kim could play a really cool death. There you go.
I have cosplayed as Death.
There you go.
I think part of Death's charm is that she's so young, though. She has so much life ahead of her. And I think that's important. That to me is important to the character. That like, could anybody play anything? Yes, but they bring who they are to the role. And to me, Death is very full of life. And if you've got someone who's half a century, as opposed to someone who's a quarter of a century, there's not quite as much life, but there's more life lessons. And I think also that I love the fact that Death is so wise and yet still so innocent. I've just gone off on a hyper-focused tangent right there. I'll stop now.
That's also why you'd be perfect for the role. Don't worry. I have some of the same habits. Like, I'm very close to autistic, but I'm not. I'm learning I'm not autistic, but I'm like right there. I'm like a few symptoms away. And I completely understand the hyper-focusedness, because sometimes, like, I'm either hyper-focused or something like wood chips will trigger a memory about a song from 2 years ago, and it'll just come out in a conversation. And I always circle back to what I meant to be talking about. But sometimes I have to remember to, like, pull people along with me, because I know I'm.
Have you ever read James Joyce, Cole?
Mm-mm.
Read James Joyce. Read some James Joyce. Seriously.
I have a feeling that's a very long-winded story then.
No, but what you were just talking about, Kim, is exactly why you and I should do Beatrice and Benedict.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Oh God, that makes my heart sad and happy at the same time. I would
Exactly.
like to do that honestly more than the Scottish play.
Yeah.
Because it's us. It's like
Yeah.
the way we play with words with each other.
Exactly.
You should do
Yeah.
that, but like do like a virtual play sort of thing.
Yes.
So we
Yeah,
can
that's
all
good.
watch you.
We'd have to assemble a cast. We'd have to like.
Totally can be done.
Ray, you
That-
forgot
I know
that you're
people that are
friends with
doing this.
Ray, you forgot you're friends with 3 girls who just did a con. We can help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, I gotta just take a second to talk about that. I mean, it was a privilege to be a part of the first Justice Con. It was my first con, technically my first con. I have a lanyard and everything. Because they sent me one, even though it was all virtual. And I wore
The
the
next
damn
one will
thing.
be in the mail
You did.
soon.
But and it was great. I mean, I was shocked at how well organized and how full it was the first time around. This was exponential on like a geometric order above, and you guys just did it. Major props to you all. Seriously, I mean, the fact that you take something out of absolutely nothing, turn it into something good, raise the money that you did. Wonderful. I mean, Christ, I can't even figure out my laundry, so you guys.
I still
Ray,
can't
it is
figure out
bold
my
of you
laundry.
to
So.
assume that just because we
Yeah.
figured out Justice Con, we know how to do laundry.
Yeah.
Just
Based
the
on
other
what
day,
I've
I pulled
seen
out laundry from
based
my
on what
from
I've
my
seen in pretty much every podcast, it's like, is it black? Okay, I'll wear it.
Yep.
That's pretty much the laundry. Yes.
Me.
But you know what?
I mean, I practically
Speaking of laundry, just
feel-
the other day, I was like carrying all my pile of laundry, and I'm like, I admire my mom because she would always separate the laundry by colors and
There you go.
materials and everything. And here I am. I just pick it up, and I'm like, is it sheets? Is it towels? No. Then it just goes.
Oh, I don't even separate that. I just put it all together.
Oh my
I
God.
do because I have to wash my sheets and my towels on the anti-allergenic whatever thing
Oh,
cycle.
yeah.
So that's the only reason I separate them.
I get the feeling that we should probably look at some of the questions in the chat because I'm just reviewing everything we've discussed thus far.
We have
We have.
them.
I need to spend some time with this cat, by the way,
Yes.
who is so lovely and wonderful.
Sophie asked, Sophie H said, Ray, have you read Finnegan's Wake by Joyce?
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, read James Joyce. Read James Joyce.
I feel like Cole was
yeah.
like, I don't know what I'm signing up for, and I'm not entirely sure I should be
Well, just
trusting.
what you described as like the thought process and about the chain of thoughts that go, the how things connect. I think Joyce is a great expression of that.
The funny thing about that is I don't know how much of that is me or my mom, because my mom would go off on a tangent and I got used to knowing how to follow her.
Right.
And she would not always circle back, so I would have to circle her back.
People in my family are much the same way, and clearly people in this particular broadcast are very much the same way. Look at everything covered. Laundry and Shakespeare.
It's a great combination.
Yeah. I think you should read. Yeah, you should read James Joyce. I think you'd like it.
I was gonna.
Very long.
So it was funny. I didn't put 2 and 2 together for ages that you, Kim, were Jody. Like I knew that you were Jody, but I didn't know that the same Kim who was Jody was also in Sweet Life, because like for so long you lived in my head with your wacky hair that they put you in with the spikes and everything.
No, that was me. That was all me. That was my choice. I'm sorry, but that was yes.
That's the hair she got married in.
That was the hair I got married in. I was like, I'm an anime character. Deal with it.
No, I love that even more. Actually, no, I love it knowing that you did it and it wasn't them putting you in it. But like you lived in my mind for so long in that look, and then Jody was a complete polar opposite that it just didn't click in my head for so long. But you were so badass, so cool, and I was like, wait, So that's what she meant when she was mad at the kids. She would shoot them.
You know, I love Jodie because when I'm like a couple seasons, not just couple. I'm a few seasons behind on Supernatural, but I remember when I saw
Nobody tell her what happened.
No, I already know. It was put for me on Facebook.
Oh
But
no.
no, but I remember because like one thing that I always had with the show, because it was like, I just want to see more badass women in there. And then Jodie came in. I was like, yes, that's what I want. And I want more of it. And yeah, I just want to say I am a big fan of Jodie.
Thank you. I was too.
I have a weird relation. Like I like Supernatural in the way that I like the characters and I like the actors, but I just can't stand the actual show. For some reason, maybe it's the writing, but I loved Jodie. So when my bestie, who's a huge Supernatural fan, was telling me all about Wayward Sisters, I was on board. We were gonna have a premiere night party. We were so on board. And then when it didn't happen, it was like, why did they do that? They had money right there.
Speaking of heartbreak, that's like ranks in the top 3.
That was an awful time.
Professional heartbreaks. That was very painful.
You and the other girls were all so perfect.
It had nothing to do with the show, and I believe, and my belief is based on conversations with a number of different people. It actually had nothing to do with the show itself. It had to do with relationships and other shows and people that they needed to keep in their stable and other shows that fit the product they wanted to sell more. Like I thought the show was great, and bless CW for giving it a shot, but I don't think CW is girls in flannel and covered in mud level yet. They're trying, bless their hearts, they're trying, but they're still like, we're gonna make the Powerpuff Girls sexy, y'all.
They canceled Supergirl to put on another show with a male lead that no one wanted. So I understand what you mean. But like maybe if Wayward Sisters could go to Sci-Fi, it would happen because they did Winona Earp. You know, they did Lost Girl, they did Orphan Black. Like
Sci-Fi considered it. The contracts that ship is sailed and hit an iceberg and sunk by now. The contracts have very specific periods of time, and it's like I compare it to if you put a bid on a house and then like 3 years later they call up and go, okay, we'll take your offer now. No, I don't. That's not an option anymore. And it's the same thing with a pilot, is that they can only keep you for a certain period of time and then you're free to go elsewhere. And the material is only available for a certain period of time and then it's dead.
It's such a stupid situation. You guys all deserved so much better, and you were such badasses. Wanted to see you get to be more badass, especially Zack Caster with Granny Goodness. Just saying.
Yeah, Zack.
Somebody asked the question.
Is that our next text to him? Is like, Zack, can you consider this?
I just saw somebody had asked the question of Kim and I, would we like to be in Zack's Army of the Dead universe or Zack's King Arthur movie? How about both?
Yeah, seriously.
Good.
Both would be nice. But I mean, honestly, King Arthur, look at me. Jesus. Yes.
I'm going to say, I've seen Ray with a broadsword. You want him in the King Arthur movie.
My ancestor built Tintagel Castle. Yeah, I'd like to do King Arthur. Thank you.
Honestly, every time we've spoken with Zack about his Norse mythology anime, I've had to hold back begging him to cast you as Odin because I'm like, Ray's perfect.
Seriously.
He's perfect. You need to.
I think he found his Odin. Odin.
No. Damn it.
No, I'm pretty sure he's got an Odin. And I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah, he said that he'd already cast someone, but there's someone else in Norse mythology for you. I know it, but I'm mad now because he didn't. I had been wanting to beg him to, because I was like, come on, we need to see Ray as Odin. He would be perfect.
All right, but hold on. But Ray didn't say he's not Odin.
No, I'm not Odin.
I did have the same
hope.
thought. I was like, wait a minute, that was a very circumspect way of
Yeah, no, Kim, you speak fan far better than I do. I've had so many things like catch me like, well, he didn't say he wasn't in this. It's like, wait. No, I am not Odin. I
thought
Norse mythology.
I would help you would tell some of your very close friends that you were, if you were.
I would mention it.
Mm-hmm. I do know where you live, by the way, just reminding you. I have to send your next I have to send your next convention badge anyway, so.
Yes, please. And anytime you want to make a hockey playing 13-year-old kid as a Funko, let me know.
I forgot I started him and I found the Funko partially done, so I have to get back to
I don't know if you know this or not, Kim. I should go get mine. She made a Funko of me.
Oh, yes.
I think she made like 2 already.
Yeah.
No.
I made the new Dark Side also.
I made Uxus and I made Ray.
You did? Oh my God.
Unbelievable. And I made Ray as Ray, played by Ray.
Sounds like a Lifetime movie.
So Darkseid has a vape and says fuck a lot.
I thought of that too. Balder would be really cool.
Balder, yeah. I am getting Balder.
No, you're not.
He's a Norse god. He's kind of like a blacksmith god, a bit like Hephaestus, but a lot cuter. Hephaestus got thrown down a mountain, but
yeah, that's right. I play 2 characters in Zack Snyder's Justice League. One of them doesn't speak, but in the Mother Box sequence, I'm one of the humans. I'm the blacksmith forging the box to hold the Mother Box. I didn't even know it was in there until I was on a broadcast with Zack, and he said, "Yeah, I was just looking at you today." Making a Mother Box. I was like, oh, sweet, that's in there too. Cool.
It was funny because afterward, I credit the fact I totally missed you in the cameo because I had food poisoning the first half of watching the movie.
Oh, God.
And then my break time was puking my and then coming back to finish it when I felt better. But it was so funny because I'm texting Nana and she's saying, "Did you see Ray?" And I'm like, where? I'm dying.
There were so many Easter eggs all the way through there anyway. It just it was really fun seeing people debate whether it was me or not. That was cool.
Oh, I knew it was you as soon as I saw it.
It was obviously you. You had your curls and everything.
Yeah.
I was not involved in that scene burying the Mother Box. You may be thinking of the actor who lives in England. His name is Greg Draven. Very nice fellow. And is like the most textbook Viking dude you will ever see. Like I look like a snowy white kitten next to him.
Greg is one of the guys with the Kings of Men, and he also is one of Hagrid. He's a Hagrid.
He's a Hagrid?
When Harry Potter was filmed, there was Robbie Coltrane who did the face, and then there was Greg and other actors who were kind of the backed up Hagrid versions.
Yeah. He's a good guy. I look forward when I get over to the UK. I look forward to having a pint with that man. He's a nice fellow.
We need to talk to him sometime. We chat sometimes in DMs, and I just love him. He's so sweet.
Yeah, you should have him on. He's got quite an interesting and extensive experience. I think it'd be fascinating.
We'd have to put together a pagan group for that. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's going to be a real stretch.
League of Mayhem. League of Mayhem, pagan edition.
In rooms.
It's the witching hour.
Oh my god.
Happening at Algam o'clock.
They're gonna send Spanish Inquisition at us.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, I actually had a quick question for Kim before. I know that you have a time frame, but
I'm here
with the Star Trek Voyager. When you said that, with makeup that was done, and you said that sometimes with, just kind of having a hard time sitting still or just, that kind of thing, how, and also for Ray, for the, parts that you've done as well, how does it how is it having to sit there that long to sit in makeup? Just before you even do any of your scenes and anything's taped. How is that process? I mean, is that something where it's like it's relaxing because you're just kind of sitting there and they're doing their job, or is it just like, oh, please, just be done with this?
It was the hard part was taking the life cast, because they basically are scraping the alginate out of your nose so you can breathe.
Oh my
but
God.
Everything else is covered. And damn it. Scott, I think his name was Scott. Scott, if it's not Scott, I apologize for not remembering your name. He just held my hand the whole time. He was just like, I'm right. And he was talking to me. He was just like, I'm right here. I got you. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. That was really anxiety producing. But the makeup itself, I had to get to set at 3:00 in the morning. It was 3.5 hours of makeup because it was latex application and then airbrushing and a bunch of layers of airbrushing. And I honestly was so happy to be there. I did not give a flying fuck. I was on Star Trek. Oh yeah. So my character had to transport out at the end when she realizes you can never go home again. I have a new home. I got to go home. And I get up on the transporter, like set up, and they've got everything. They already had everything set up. They like focused it with a stand-in so that when I came in, I was ready. Went in, they're like, okay, picture's up. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I just need a second. And they're like, holding the roll. And I went, I'm on the transporter. And then I stopped. I said, I'm very sorry. And so like the AD goes, you'd be surprised how many people actually have to do that. It's okay. And all right. Like totally
I would too.
Yeah. The transporter dance. Of course she did. Yes, she did. The other thing that I learned on Star Trek was that those doors that open, there's somebody whose job it is to work a pulley so that they go up and down. So it's timed perfectly. And so what they were really insistent on was that those doors are going to open. Like with us humans right now, if we approach an automatic door, we kind of approach and make sure it opens. It's like no hesitation. It is a Star Trek thing. You go at it and it opens. However, I was shooting this during Christmas time, and during Christmas time back, in the early 2000s, lots of food is on the set. Like it's just, it's bacchanalian. And they had just brought in the burgers that everybody in LA likes that I don't understand why they like. In-N-Out. They just brought in In-N-Out. That is important because I go booking around the corner and I'm like, boom, 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 bam.
Oh no.
The door did not open. I look up and the guy whose job it is to open the door has a fistful of hamburger and it's like, I'm so sorry. I was like, you said it would open and that was painful for me.
Oh no.
Weird though, In-N-Out was thwarted by In-N-Out.
Yeah. True.
Weird sort of Zen. Yeah, I had to do the alginate thing for Monk, and I was fine. It's really cool, and you feel this weight, and it's very dark. And they gave me a couple of little things to stick up my nose so I could breathe. But you just hold still, and as it gets longer in the process, you get more and more committed to the fact that you're there for the whole haul. Because if you freak out, they've got to remove all that stuff and start over. So. And I was great. I was golden. I was off in my own head. I was, just like whatever. It was fine. I was fine right up until the assistant patted me on the shoulder and said, "You're doing great, Ray." And involuntarily, I started having a panic attack.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And just like, oh God, oh God, oh God. Okay, I have all the air I need to breathe. I can't freak out now. They're almost done. They can't, But weirdly, I was fine on my own. I think if I'd had a guy holding my hand, I would have lost my mind.
Yeah.
I was fine on my own right up until somebody like they keep padded music, doing great, Ray, and that's when, you know,
Yeah,
crazy.
and I don't think. I mean, it could have been worse. They could have said, "You're doing great, Ray. Just 20 more minutes," and that would have.
Oh God.
No.
But I think you can attest to this. When they finally remove the alginate that they're using to make the mold, you have the cleanest, most beautiful, most wonderful
It's so
skin. It's the
all
best
of those
thing in the world. For your
pores are
skin.
just yeah.
I mean, you lose memories when they pull that stuff off. It cleans your pores. It's incredible. So there's
I need to go put my child in a bath and to bed and record a voiceover audition and then go to Texas tomorrow. So there's a lot going on.
Oh my goodness.
Are you doing a
I'm
con?
doing a convention I'm doing a convention in San Antonio.
Are you doing
that
Fan
sounds right.
Fiesta?
No. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Yes,
that was my first go-to con was it was around Halloween, but it was in San Antonio at the Six Flags.
This is Alamo Hero Con.
Sweet.
Ooh.
That sounds great. I think that's right.
Dark side for that. Okay.
No. Ray. There. First of all, this is their very first con. I met them as vendors at that con where David Tennant was, but this is their very first con that they're creating.
Good for them.
And yes. I think they made a mistake in not hiring you. I said that I actually told them that I had the hookup for you.
I'm messing with you.
I was like,
I'm messing with you. I just want us to
no,
go
totally
to a con
did.
and just be idiots, together. That
I'm
would be
trying.
hysterical.
I'm like, I know you got your Marvel covered, but if you want some DC, I'm just saying.
A little bit of DC never hurt anybody.
Right?
Well, it hurts DC fans, sadly. It's tough being a DC fan right now.
Yeah, I feel like that's like
Jody or Kim, before you go, I have a Jody cosplay. I wanted to show you, but it's not loading.
Yes.
God damn it! Because
I'm waiting to see if Jack decides.
He wants to go in your luggage.
He was gonna climb it, and I wanted you to see it. And then as soon as I put the camera on him, he turned. He's a cat.
He's shy.
He's a cat. No, he's just non-compliant.
No, exactly. Hi.
I see what you want to do.
Cat.
No.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. Wait, you're looking for a Jody cosplay.
No,
I am
there was
laughing
this-
at. I'm laughing at.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Look at you.
I found her
You're so
on
cute.
TikTok.
I wish I were that pretty.
I
She's
found
gorgeous.
her on TikTok, and I felt like she really she nailed not only your look but your acting mannerisms, because she does TikToks as Jody, of course. And I reached out to her and asked if I could show when we spoke.
I want
her look.
I think I've seen one of her things. She's so pretty.
The costumed narwhal is a wonderful name.
Yeah.
It really is.
There he goes. There he goes.
I love your cat.
Got a call from Marcy
I want a
Ward,
cat
saying
that
she had a
does
little
that.
home invasion. Told her I'd look into it. Didn't bother filing a report.
Thanks. Need a favor.
Luther Vandross turn up? Tell him I'm a fan.
His real name's Rufus Turner. He's being held in Andover.
I don't know if you saw it all. Because for some reason, when I do that, when I press the video clips on my end, it freezes my computer.
She's doing your voice.
That was actually from the show. Hold on. I can make, what was it? Costumed narwhal?
The costumed narwhal.
Is that the same on TikTok?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she's
There
absolutely
she is.
gem.
Oh my gosh.
How cool.
Oh my gosh. She does look at her as everything. Holy crap, your yellow hair is no, but wait, hold on a second. Hold on. I've got it. I don't think I can show you these things. Is that her? It's an upside down mask thing. But nope, doesn't work.
Yeah,
Can't do
that's
it. Too much brightness.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah, I see the
Wow.
yellow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's her.
That's cool.
So cool.
But she was like doing you, like I recognized you in her read.
That talk, honey, you lip sync.
Yeah.
Oh, was that her lip syncing?
Yeah.
That's why she sounded so good. All right, Daddy's gonna go take a pill now. I need to
Bring it up
lie
for
down
everyone.
in a story. Sorry, I didn't pick that up. I suck.
You're cute.
No,
You're fine.
it's also that's also one of the things that we would that now, having been on TikTok for 3 months, I realized I would not have known either.
It was funny.
Like,
I
love your series.
how are
where
they
you, like,
doing?
I
I love the
se-
series when you do your own characters.
Oh,
Talking to
I
each
need to get back to that.
It's
I do
so
need to get back to that.
funny.
It's so hard to do. Like, it takes a day of shooting, and my daughter is not down with me playing on TikTok all day.
There's
That's
the
not
there's
like,
the video that we did with Keegan years ago.
oh my God, that's on YouTube, and that's still out there.
Is
And
it?
that is still one of the funniest fucking things I have ever. Then we did act together in that one.
We did act
because
together in that.
we
You're
did act
absolutely
together
right.
in that
We
one.
did act
Somebody can dig
together
it
in
up.
that.
Okay, so you can dig it up. It is called TV Mom Rehab, and the concept is what happens to these television moms after the shows are done. They just get thrown out and they don't have the skills to exist. And so Ray is so this is following Carrie after the boys went off on a big boat, and she's what the fuck was I doing? I was talking. Oh, that line. We can say the line. I wrote it. I'm allowed to say it.
Yes.
You said I'm gonna pull out your eyes and skull fuck the sockets or something.
Yeah, pull out your eyes and skull fuck the side. And there was something about cutting you up and selling parts of you as well.
We had many different takes.
I was
and
a,
I just
I was a
looked at you and
gentleman of leisure hanging out by a dumpster that she came and started talking to, like one of her kids.
oh,
and-
I was upset because I was upset because your room was so messy.
my room was so messy.
And if you're like, you were telling me to, and I responded by tucking your hair behind your ear.
yes. And it was also beautiful profanity that I got to say. It was really marvelous.
That is, I am because I wrote that.
That was
and
beautiful.
that was one of the things I am the most proud of, because it was really fucking funny, and it was well
was
before
very
its
funny.
time.
It was
Because there's a
very
whole
funny.
thing where Carrie's like where Keegan's trying to teach Carrie that bathrooms exist and how our bodies are supposed to work.
Yes.
It's like, yeah.
And Tabby is a toddler in that. You get to run-
Tabby is a toddler in it. Yes, because Carrie
Yes.
kidnaps him. His name is Dylan, and she insists on calling him Zack.
Yes. It's a very funny video. So yes, we did act together
Yeah, that was the one and only
by
time.
a dumpster in Hollywood.
By a
appropriate.
dumpster in the.
We need more of you guys together, though.
Somebody's probably gonna link this on Twitter and tag you right before the stream is over.
Sweet.
Yes.
Sweet. Don't play it in front of children. Spicy words in it.
Oh yeah, no, it's and they didn't ever release the fourth one. They because we did it for Second City, because Second City was trying to establish a YouTube channel like Funny or Die, and we did it for them, but they were kind of like, that's not our thing. I'm like, no, listen, it's funny. We're really so they never released the final one where Carrie finally got laid and learned how to cuss.
Character development.
Poor Carrie. She is never going to get any. That poor woman. All right.
Well,
I love you.
Okay. Yes,
So-
you have
wait,
to
what?
go.
No,
Well,
No, I
it's like
just- I was-
doing,
I was
doing
actually-
the math. There's 2 kids. Come on.
Yeah.
Although but never mind. Anyway,
she didn't
Stop
even. Yeah, no, but she
distracting
didn't.
her.
I know.
it was immaculate conception.
She had that one time, but like even poor Carrie, she gets 2 kids with one blow, so to speak. I mean,
and that was an original sin. Oh my God. I love seeing you. I hope you have a great time in Texas.
You have to come back sometime, Kim, because we don't get to talk to Ray when he's being goofy like this. He doesn't show us this side.
Oh, you don't. Oh,
and we have to occasionally kick him out, though.
He's gonna send me notes and be like, "Oh God, it's out there now. Who I really am." I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, we love him. That's why we love him." All right, I do love you very much. Thank you. This was the most delightful surprise, and what a wonderful, wonderful thing. Thank you for
Thanks
this.
for letting me come visit. It's wonderful to see you.
Okay, I don't know how to leave.
Okay,
there's a red button that says
there's a red button.
Oh, right there.
It's okay. That says Leave Studio.
Bye, Kim.
I found it.
Bye, Kim. We love you.
I will come back anytime. Just let me know. I'm so sorry. My timing is all screwed up, but like,
it's okay.
No worries.
Oh, for anybody who's in Texas watching, what's the con? Give the details quickly.
Yes, it's called the Alamo Hero Con, and it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. San Antonio. Come on down to the Alamo. I believe that is. Let me see. Alamo Hero Con.
That's more than I thought it was going to be.
There it is. April 30th to March 2nd. Kevin Sorbo's going to be there.
Ooh.
And Emily Swallow, who is
say hi to Emily.
I will say I got to see Emily and Ray do Shakespeare together. So Emily's there, and Sam Smith will be there.
Oh, nice.
And a badass named Kim Rhodes will be there too.
Yes, I will also. But there's a VIP night with Kevin Sorbo, and amazing guest stars. It says so right there. Special guests: Emily Swallow, Kim Rhodes, Samantha Smith, Kevin Sorbo. We already said that. Michael Welch, Jonathan Joss, King of the Hill, Magnificent Seven, Parks and Recreation, Victor Rivers, The Mask of Zorro, Blood In, Blood Out, Justice League, Leah Clark, Fairy Tale, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, My Hero Academia.
Ooh, I like
Not
that.
so much. Wrong audience. Never mind. Okay.
No, I love that show. I just finished watching it with my brother.
Tate Fletcher, The Mandalorian, Jurassic World, Jumanji. He was the guy in. Oh, my daughter's gonna need his autograph. Quite frankly, one of her special interests is Jumanji with The Rock, the first Jumanji with The Rock, and Tate Fletcher has a fight scene with him.
Sweet.
So finally,
we should mention Emily plays the armorer in The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Emily is. Yeah.
I love her. She didn't have barely any time in the show, but I love her.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I have her figure. Toy figure, not.
Not her short.
I love you, Kim. I hope you have a brilliant trip.
I love you. Thank you very much.
Give your kid a hug for me, please.
I will smooch yours for me.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Bye.
It was my. It truly was. It truly was my pleasure. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
One of my best friends in the world and one of my longest friends. I'm
Thank
so
you
happy
for
to be
introducing
here.
us to her.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
There are people you call friends, and there are people you call at 3:00 in the morning. She's part of the latter.
You know what? And that is a very true statement. That is a very true statement.
I just find out
all of the old person that you call at 3 a.m. because it's 3:27.
There you go. Thanks for letting me come in and say hi. That was really fun.
Of course, we couldn't have her on the show without having you come in.
Wow.
Oh, Ray, look at
What? Oh, I've got mine. It's in the other room. Yeah, I got mine. So I have my original. I have my original one that I got, and then I got the flamey one, and then I think I did order the metallic ones from DC.
Did you?
Yeah, I did splash out and bought the jacket. I bought the Dark Side jacket.
It is pretty snazzy looking.
It was so
really
funny.
well
It was
made.
so funny. I was designing a jacket for you for like a jean jacket. I was gonna make one,
cool.
and then they came because I was like, it would be so cool if you had a jacket for cons. And then they made one, and I was like, why does that happen? I come up
When
with
they steal
something
your
and then
idea?
it disappears. Did
I
I
like a jeans
manifest
jacket.
this?
That's
I think I
super cool.
manifested it by accident.
You may have done. Oh yeah, no, I've a friend of mine, my friend Jonathan Hogan, that Kim and I were talking about, his brilliant actor, and I'm a brilliant actor, brilliant writer, everything. He's a genius. He's the guy that when I talked about early in my career, especially when I was doing Shakespeare, people were like, I would like to ascend the stage as King Lear. And I'm like, I want to be in a movie where stuff blows up and I want to have an action figure of me. And he was right there with me.
Nice.
And he was the one who went, dude, buy all of it. And I was like, okay. So
have you heard back from your friends at Weta?
I've had very nice messages between us. I love them. They're very kind people. I can't wait. I hope someday I get to go to New Zealand and visit them and see.
They have to hook you up with the Dark Side or something.
Yeah, that'd be okay. Can you believe how expensive that thing is? Oh my
God, I know.
But that was a shock for me because I asked a couple of people kind of in the know, people who've done cons and are collectors of things, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's it's really expensive."
It's not surprising for Weta, especially because like we go to cons, we always check out their booth just to look at it because it's pretty, and it's like the detail in those smaller figures. It's like no wonder it costs so much.
Well, yeah, but also other companies as well. I can see how you could end up spending a hell of a lot at a con.
You know what? Like that's the thing. Like, obviously, like we spoke on earlier with San Diego, you were there only for a little bit, and then you had to leave because you weren't feeling well. But
I wasn't.
What is really cool in there, especially, and that's mostly why Cole and I always try to get preview date whenever we can, because there's the least amount of people. When you go to that massive, massive exhibit hall where all the booths are, right smack in the middle, they have glass cases like showcasing all this kind of action figures, and it's not just Weta, it's all kinds of stuff. But
then
those
they also have con exclusives
most
as well, right?
detailed ones,
Yeah,
those beautiful ones that are out there, and you just get to see them like this.
Unbelievable.
And it's the stuff that you can never afford in your life, or at least like for me. But it's just like looking at it, it's just like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. But in the same time, I would not be able to pay this much money for it and then bring it home and then dust it because I would be terrified that I'm going to break it.
Oh, yeah. I saw an unboxing. Somebody had a video of them unboxing one of the quarter scale figures because I just wanted to know, because the Dark Side is 1/4 scale. I wanted to know just how big that is. Oh, good God, it's huge. But I saw this video with this guy unboxing. I'm like, you got to get a case for that. I mean, you got to protect all that stuff. It's crazy. Rachel, I had a question. You're in Ireland, yes?
Yep.
Are you in Dublin?
Yep.
There's a con in Dublin happening in the summer, isn't there?
I think so. I'm not too sure if it's actually still going to go ahead because we're still in
I know.
lockdown. So
The UK's vaccine rollout has been tremendously slower than ours, right? So for them, it's pretty.
Rachel's in Ireland, not in
as well.
UK.
Yeah, she's EU.
Mick said it
we're
was the same
even
way
worse
there,
than the UK.
Ever since 1916. Yeah, so it's EU, and I know that they're having trouble right now with it as well. I felt awful. I posted that thing about how things are easing up here in LA, and so my son can play hockey again. And immediately somebody tweeted back to me from India, and it just broke my heart. I really hope that they can get it sorted out over there, because they are really on the ropes right now. Spare a thought for India, for our friends in India. It's
so
rough.
Don't feel bad to post about your life getting back to normal. You're allowed to live. Don't feel bad about that.
Yeah,
I
I
know
just
how you are. You feel guilty easily.
I do. I'm easily guilted. Don't tweet me about that or tag me in bullshit.
No promises.
Well, you guys can. No, don't tag me.
But what were you going to
Maybe
ask,
guys.
Rachel? Ray, what were you going to ask?
No, I was going to ask if you were planning on attending the con in Dublin if it goes on.
If it goes on, yeah, 100%. Or I should be fully vaccinated within the next few weeks. So even if they're like, okay, we'll do like a vaccination day, I'm like, yeah, I'm going.
Fantastic.
Here's my digital passport.
Are you coming to Dublin, Ray?
No, I would really love to. I'd really love to. I'm working out. I have an agent for this stuff, and we're working out where and when, and and that kind of stuff. Because it's like, God, I got to do 3. I got to do yours, and then San Antonio, and then a remote one for Dubai. And they're really, really fun. And I'd like to do more of them, please.
Well, if by any chance you find yourself being able to do Wales Comic Con or MCM London, will you let me know? Because those
absolutely, I will.
In the UK, I am like.
But make sure you save some time for if Zack Snyder Con goes through at the fall. So keep that in mind.
Hell yes.
Because
you'll be like one of the guests of honor.
Or if you're going to be anywhere in the Northeast, let us know, because there's a couple of us here on this panel.
Yeah, if you come to Michigan, let Tiff and I know.
As soon as I know anything about about con appearances, it's rough because I feel like I've got this, I've got a globe with pins in it of places I need to go hug people.
Okay, but if there's a Michigan,
I would love Darius. I would love to do Galaxy Con. I would love to be a part of it.
If you end up in Michigan, then Tiff and Meg have to decide whose house I'm sleeping at.
You guys could all come here, and we can all just be in one house.
Oh yeah, we can all hang out at the lounge.
As long as it's okay with dogs.
We just can't. We just can't steal Enosh's stories.
I'll keep the dogs.
There will be one toy that will be missing, but we can discuss that.
And Meg is probably going to be causing shenanigans with Ray and be like, "Okay, we got to create a diversion."
Distract them. I'll grab the doll.
Yes.
Yes.
I couldn't steal from Enosh. That would be. I would. Yeah. That would. You
I
talk
would
about
tape
guilt.
it.
Yeah, Tiff would be in on it. To be honest.
That's true. As soon as I know anything about any cons, I will not only let people know, privately. I'll also post it publicly. Like, hey, I'm going to be at this thing. So as soon as I have any real confirmation of this stuff, I definitely will say the word, because
it's close enough on a road trip to see you.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Maybe if I get a nice enough hotel, everybody can stay with me, and we'll have a big pool party.
Yes, that sounds fun.
That sounds like a party.
See, I'll warn you if
we
I'm
should totally do that in San Diego. We've got
Darkness Entourage did $20,000 worth of damage to this hotel room.
I hope if you get to go to San Diego as a guest or something, you don't have any crazy security guard with you, because I'll end up getting very badly hurt. I'll see you. And I'll see
I had the funniest experience in San Antonio because there was a car show happening at the same time. It was all movie cars at Six Flags at the same time as this con, and I had some downtime. I had finished signing the 1,000 pictures that I had been asked to sign, which was weird because I went through the whole thing of like, oh my God, what's my name and how do I write it? After I'd written about 200 of them, I'm like, I've forgotten how to write. Oh God, how do I do this? And by the end, it looked like I stood across the room and just threw the marker at my picture. But there was some downtime, and I was like, well, I'm going to go look at the cars. And so I told, there are people there that, and I said, hey, I'm going to just walk over here and go look at the cars. They were like, okay. So I left, and I'm over there and looking at these really cool cars. And I look up, and here come 2 people from the con and a San Antonio police officer jogging. And I'm like, oh, what have I done? And they were like, you can't be out here on your own. You've got to have security. You've got to have this police officer is here for you. I was like, I'm so sorry, dude. Do you like cars? He's like, yeah. I was like, great. Let's watch this. Look at it. It was really, I don't think in those terms, but it was an education. I'm learning.
See, when I see someone I care about, I'm the kind of person who drops what they're carrying and just
Run and hug.
take off and tackle. I'd get hurt. I'd get arrested.
Oh man.
It's like, wait, no, I know her. Don't hurt her.
Security.
It's okay.
You're all welcome here.
What's up, brother?
But Gene will be very safely protected.
We'll see about that.
Enosh, where's Jolene?
Jolene's somewhere downstairs. She's looking at toys.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice.
Toys
Are you well, man? Things good?
I'm good. Yes, man. How are you?
I'm good. We should talk at some point.
Absolutely.
Off the air. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Things are good. Things are good. I was just listening to y'all and
oh man,
planning on taking over my house, and I'm okay with that.
Good. Good. Did you get to see my friend Kim?
Yes, I did. Yes, I got to.
I love her so much.
Yes,
man.
I got
She's
to
the
listen
best.
all my way home tonight. So
She's the best. Her daughter and my son are roughly the same age, so they were babies together, and which was ridiculously cute. And that photo of me, my headshot that is sort of used for everything, was taken by her husband, Travis Hodges, who's a brilliant
Great
photographer. So, and I'm due for some new headshots. I'm going to go see Travis. So, it's really all in the family around here.
Gotta make your eyes glow again. Because the headshot you have, your blue eyes sparkle.
Yeah.
And then one with Omega beams.
He's good at that. He's good at that. He makes me look better than I do.
And your curls.
I've aged a little, and so it might be nice to not have the picture of Dorian Gray out there representing. Anyway, you guys, I should go. I've got a child to feed and get cleansed and ready for school and all tomorrow, so I'm going to bounce. But this was lovely. It was lovely to see you all.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for not hiding this time, Rachel. It was very nice to see you.
So you're welcome.
Yeah, I'm so glad you had Kim on. She's just the best.
Well,
It
thank
was a
you
lot
for
of
putting
fun.
us together with her. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's super cool. And yeah, if you're in the San Antonio area, go see my friend Kim at the con this weekend.
Remember the Alamo.
Very, very cool. Remember
Love
the
that
Alamo. Pee Wee Herman. Never mind. My brain is going 9 different directions. I'm going to bounce. I will talk to you guys soon. It was a pleasure to see you all.
Bye.
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 I actually have to go, so I'll talk to you guys later.
Well, okay.
I know
wait.
it's like
Where's Gene? I'm on to you.
it will be mine.
That was a disappearance then.
That's very quick for Cole.
She said that it was late for her family, so she didn't want to keep them up. So.
Oh yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
And with
I always
the stuff
forget
that
they have like no concept of time right now, so I didn't even realize it was almost 11 o'clock. So
True.
but yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. Kim is Kim's hilarious, and her and Ray together is extra hilarious. So
I'm glad that they were in. It was also very cute to see them just kind of reminisce and talk about the things that they've done together, and it's awesome. I'm like, I can just, she said he was in his wedding, so I can just imagine like.
I want to see.
Emotional. Yeah, exactly.
I want to see that picture. I want to see him and her at the wedding.
But it's just like I genuinely would love to see them play together in something, like no, I mean obviously we're all like granny goodness and whatnot, but anything really, because like I think it must be such a great dynamic when you're on a set with your best friend, because I mean it's your best friend,
If I ever met her, I'd want to see all of her tattoos, because looking at some of the pictures that she's done, and with her husband being a photographer, it's just awesome. I mean, because she's gotten some pictures where she's like showing the ones on her stomach and then the ones on her arm, and it's like I just want to see the story of like all of her tattoos.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be. Do we think Ray was a bridesmaid? I hope he was a bridesmaid.
Yeah, I hope so.
And if we need a picture,
yeah,
or internet, you can get on that and make one.
Yeah,
someone needs to draw a picture of Ray.
I think it's a bit late for Max, but when he watches this tomorrow, what to do, Max. Yeah, that's what it should be like. Oh my god. Yeah, that was nice. I really had fun.
Me too.
Well, let's talk about, we've got about 20 minutes, so let's talk about something other that's coming up. Like Army of the Dead, for example.
Yes.
I can talk endlessly about Army of the Dead and how much I want to adopt Valentine.
Yes. I just want to be like I want to be in that movie with all of those badass chicks, dude. Like, ever since that panel that we had, and
Oh
they were
my
just talking
God,
about
it
all
was-
of their training and just like they're like Sam Wynn saying she has her own like fight scenes with like zombies. I'm like, I need to be in that movie. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, just imagine being around all that like badass like feminine energy too. Like, a bunch
it
of
was enough when we were in that panel, and like people didn't even see what was before. Like that was...
all of those chicks in the get-ups with the fucking guns, dude. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Yeah, really.
I really hope that the theater near me and Tiff gets it so we can go see it.
Right now we
I
have
would be so
but
jealous.
hopefully it stays that way, at least for the next month.
Well,
Yes.
they said, like, I was looking it up here because I was wondering, and it seems that some theaters open on 17th, but it seems like it's going to be only in England, and I'm in Wales, so Wales has not set the date for theaters at all. So I'm like, damn it. And like, even like if Army releases on 17th in England, I might just look for like going somewhere in England, because I am about hour by train from Bristol, so
that's not bad.
If anywhere, they could have theater open there, so that would be cool. I would really.
Are you allowed to travel?
Huh?
Are you allowed to travel? Because we're not allowed to travel outside of our county. So, like,
Yeah, it's been,
my brother
like,
lives 20 minutes away, and I'm not allowed.
No, they've been easing restrictions here because we've been like, I've been back to work now.
Yeah.
And we've been, for ages, we've just been takeaways, but now this week we've opened up like the outside. So they've been easing the restrictions slowly. So I think that I should be able to. But I'm still waiting because I'm supposed to have I'm supposed to go to see My Chemical Romance in June. And it's like pretty far, and it's like a very, like, for me, remote location. So I was like, my original plan when I bought these tickets over a year ago was I'm going to rent a car. I'm going to get myself a hotel. I'm going to sleep over, like all that. Because we couldn't get the normal tickets, how fast they went. And at the time we didn't know that there's going to be another, like there would be more concerts. It just seemed like one location is going to be the only thing. So I got the most expensive tickets there were because there were no cheaper tickets available. It sold out like freaking this. And so I got like 300 quid worth of ticket. But it comes with booze. So I'm like, well, if I'm driving, I'm sleeping over. I'm going to drink 300 pounds worth of
Yes.
I paid that much money for it. So basically that's the plan right now. And I don't know, because it obviously canceled last year. And then they said, okay, it's just going to move exactly a year from now on. So they still didn't tell us anything, or at least I didn't see it. I'll probably have to look it up. But if so, I wonder how is it with renting cars these days? Like, can you rent a car in pandemic?
Don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know.
And Meg, also, Enesh just checked, and he said that the Army of the Dead is coming to the theater by us, the one that we saw Star Wars at.
I'm dancing off screen.
That's awesome.
So if it's not by you, you can always come to us and we can go see it.
Yes.
So jealous.
Dude, I'm so excited.
That was not off screen.
I was dancing more off screen than I did.
Okay. We believe you.
I like what Joey said too. He says, I want to be in the movie too, except I'm best friends with Batista's character.
True. He make you some fire hamburgers, dude.
There you go.
I mean, she's well on the way there, so.
Yeah.
And Joey said it is. What time should he have?
Tweeting at each other Star Wars collectibles, I think that you guys are pretty close.
Yeah. How awesome! So when he brought up the Ewok village, I had like this little like hinkering in my head. I'm like, what if he posts a picture of it? Like that would be insane. And then like I saw it on Twitter and I said, oh my god, like how cool is that he just like went and got his, because obviously he has a huge house, he has a kitchen in his gym, so he went and grabbed it and brought it to take a picture of it just for you.
And then of course Meg texts me. She's like, "Oh my gosh, go to Twitter."
I know, because
right
like
now.
I was waiting for you guys to respond, and I kept refreshing it, and then I was looking at the Poindexter Lounge Twitter, and I said, he hasn't said anything yet. And so I said, Tiff, have you guys seen this? And you're like, no. And I said, oh my god.
Here's a question: if you could link or tweet out the theater list, Enosh.
Yeah, it doesn't have the date yet. It just has it on the list of upcoming movies, though.
Oh, sick.
Okay.
But yeah.
Is it like a private theater or is it like a chain?
No, it's a chain. It's a Cinemark. Yeah, it's a Cinemark theater.
But it's the same theater. We rented the theater out when we did Star Wars when Meg came here. So we were able to choose and have like 20, 25 people. And I don't know if they're going to have that as an option or if it's just going to be.
We could do, yeah. They've been doing that with all the movies. We could do that again.
Awesome. We could dress like zombies. Yeah. That's why I love that picture of Zack holding the zombie head.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that.
But yeah, no, that was great that he tweeted that. I had totally crashed. I was asleep on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
She comes waking me up. She's like, "Wake up, wake up, wake up!"
He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Dave Bautista just tweeted you." He's like, "Okay, I'm awake. It's like, what other toys can I take pictures of and send to him?
Yeah, I'm like looking around.
Because it was funny because we all saw it and we were like, oh, Enosh, is Enosh alive? Somebody should check on him. And it's like, and then Meg just texts Steph, and Steph is just like, oh yeah, I'll wake him up. He's asleep.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
It was fun con. It was really fun behind the scenes also.
It was amazing. You guys did such a great job.
Thank you.
It was fun. Cole got to do the cosplay stuff to start it off, and it was on Saturday at least, and then all the interviews and the panels, and it was just, it was like, it was just so good. I'm not just saying that because it's you guys. It was freaking phenomenal.
No, I gotta echo what Meg and Dave talked about, like on the recap show that you guys did. Joey, it was all right.
Thanks, Joey.
I've had better.
Yeah.
I've had better. No, I just like it was really cool. I thought how everybody who interviewed someone or every panel or whatever just seemed to have a natural synergy to it.
Yeah.
Even the stuff that like nobody knew would have that synergy to it, Like you guys were talking about how like you didn't know that I had pictures with the Batmobile out at Warner Brothers,
Yeah.
And yet I had that. So meeting Patrick and talking with Patrick about that, it's just but it was just like every panel seemed to have that connection thing and that piece. So it was good.
You guys did good with putting everyone together with their.
It was actually pretty. It was
it was
easy
to do.
Yeah, it was easy.
Once we had the guests, we were like, oh yeah, this person's gonna go so well with this. Like Scott and Harry, for example, were like, okay, they're both teachers and both theater kids, so this is literally like a match made in heaven.
It was easy to once we sat down and we looked over who we have as hosts and
Dave says caterpillar.
Caterpillars.
I still want to know what a caterpillar sounds like.
Well, clearly,
what does it sound
actually
like?
know because it didn't sound like that to us, so we don't actually know. But you know what? Poor Dave. But I'll be honest. If I was in Dave's shoes on that panel, I would
literally would have just started crying.
So I don't know. I wouldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Massive props to Dave because he just handled it so well. And everything worked out, and when we sat down and we were like, okay, so we've got these guests and we've got these hosts. I think it was it was unintentional on our part when we first did it, when we put together which hosts we want. But I think it worked so well that we decided to like get a range of hosts, you know, that so many different personalities that we ended up having, you know, good matches with the guests also.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Yeah, no, it was good. Y'all did great.
So did you. And so did you, Tiff. You're welcome.
And you got to like talk to Zack. I mean,
yeah, isn't that
Well,
crazy?
we talked to Chris Stereo, which I'm still not over.
Oh,
Telling
when
you.
his little picture, like when his little icon popped down at the bottom, and like, because you know it takes a minute for like the camera to load. It said Chris Terrio, and I was like, "Oh my God, he's really here! He's really here!"
Yeah, the workshops were amazing, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah. No, but like, you know, it was Zack told us that Chris is coming. He said, "Oh, he's gonna come like half an hour in," and we were like, I don't know how Meg or Cole, but I was just like trying to play it cool.
Oh, dude,
I was not cool.
Me either. I was like, all right, we just started, so now we have 29 minutes till Chris Terrio shows up. Okay, 28.
And it's like,
he's
you know,
so sweet. Like he's just so soft spoken and just so like, and then you see him at the Oscars and Glenn Close is twerking in front of him, so that was really cool to see. But no, it was totally different than what I thought he would be, for sure.
Yeah.
And
especially like after that article.
You don't get to see much of Chris. I mean, and
Yeah.
hear anything from him. And it's funny because I've talked about Chris Terrio like so much outside of BVS because of his Star Wars relationship and doing the little parody videos that I do. I do these little parody videos where for a while I would talk about Chris because his name was always in this list that a certain Star Wars YouTuber talks about and stuff because he wrote Star Wars and I even in one thing I made up like this fictional thing where this character that I made up has this infatuation with Chris Terrio, and like even when he's trying to hate on Star Wars, he can't because like he throws Chris Terrio in there like, and yeah, Chris Terrio. I can't do it. I love Chris Terrio.
So sweet. It's really kind.
Yes, SBC Vince.
Yes, SBC Vince. Yes, Mark Goodman. Yes. So.
And it's like it was just and also like we've had this whole before this panel we were like, okay, so what are we gonna talk about? We're gonna talk Green Lantern. Yes, we're talking Green Lantern. And then like, you know, we were supposed to announce the competition for the IMAX tickets and all that stuff. And then obviously we had a question, the video question. And it was like, okay, so we have to put all that in the first half an hour because then Chris Terrio comes in. But then like Chris Terrio comes in. What do we do?
Yeah, what do we do now?
Let the man talk.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what we did. I mean, I really wanted to get the title question in there, and then other than that, just let him talk because it's the first time he's like talked to the fandom. So
it was nice to see like him and Zack talk. You know, like
that was really
good. Zack and him would start talking to each other. It was just so nice. It's like, you know, I can just sit here and just listen to you. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the creators themselves.
I know.
Yeah.
Insane. So it was so surreal. Like with the first Justice Con, I mean, we had such more time to like get nervous, I think, because like we planned it for a lot longer of time. But like with this one, it just felt like go. Here's the convention. Now it's over. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Like,
you know,
it doesn't feel like it actually happened.
Yeah, to me, it was, I had so many stages while we were getting there.
Yes.
I felt a bit like responsible for a lot of stuff because like, as it naturally came about, given that like Meg was at work and all that stuff, I ended up being the one who exchanged most of the emails, like with, you know, with the agents and with Netflix and with all these people. And I just had these moments when I would just wake up and I would be like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Because just so much work and I'm so nervous that I mess it up. And then I had these days where I was just like, all right, let's get to it. I've done this, and this. What else can I do? And it just was like going back and forth between this feeling. And then as it like as it was closer and closer, it also got tangled with like, do we have everything? What else needs to be done? And we're gonna be late, and we can't make this, and we can't make this. And I made a mistake, which I don't want to make again, which was looking back at the first con.
Oh yeah.
And I like, especially with things like schedule, I was like, but we've had schedule out, 2 weeks out last year, and this year it's just not working out that way. And I stressed myself out over it more than I should have, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was nothing I could have done about it. It was just like in that moment, because we had so much stuff that needed to be settled, and guests that we had confirmed, but we needed to wait for go ahead to announce. So then we had to wait on a schedule, and we had to wait on everything. And I think I stressed myself out over that quite a lot. And
but on our end though, it whatever you were stressing about did not come across that way, because the weekend of the con, you actually took a lot of our stress off, because it was like when we're sitting here in the back waiting for the celebrity to show up, and you guys are there to kind of welcome the celebrity, and then you're like, hey, if you need us, we're back here. You were there at the end to be like, okay, we have to run to our own panel, but we just wanted to make sure, good job, and it was just to be, it helped us, I think, for those of us that were mods, and you took so much stress off, and you had the professionalism like you'd been doing this for years. So from our end, you guys were great, and you took it with, with pride.
hang on. Which side? Yeah.
There you go. No, I echo that. And I hope that we did a good job of like trying to encourage you guys, because
you did amazing
that week leading up. I just wanted you all to know that you all had done such an amazing job of putting it all together. And no matter what happens, like if you have technical problems during something or whatever, whatever happens.
Caterpillar invasion.
Like Dave's microphone not working and live.
But you know what? The thing is, it's like everything you take it in stride. You guys had, I thought it was wonderful how you had picked people to help you this time. And, and so I hope that took the stress off of you all a little
Joey.
bit. And feel that, hi, Joey. I hope that you all felt a little bit of that stress kind of taken off of you.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Because
we were able to help in that way.
Because like last year, what I remember, it first of all, that con is mostly a blur today.
Yeah.
We were so exhausted. It's also the thing, like, yes, we were there the entire time, obviously this past week, like this past con, we were there like in the backstage if you needed us, whatever. But in the same time, you're not on the camera. You can get up, you can go stretch, you can take a drink, you can go to the bathroom, you can get something to eat. But last year it was just so much crazier, in the sense that we didn't have time to even look at social media. We didn't have time to get ourselves proper food. I remember it was like before Ray Fisher's panel last year, I was running to the kitchen just to get instant soup, because that was like the only food I could have gotten. And then we ended up on like vodka stream late at night on Saturday, and I was eating pizza, and I was like literally drunk on my exhaustion.
Oh my God. Nice.
It was just really bad. And I had a big crisis Sunday morning, like on the panels. I had like hard time focusing and all that stuff. And this year it was just so much easier. We had, we made sure, social media was handled. We were able to post around. We were able to kind of get active. Also, like, what is really needs to be mentioned, mod team. Like, if you were there, but like mods was a great thing. And I always sent you like what to send into the chat with links for the next panel, stuff like that. We couldn't have done that the first year. Yeah. So that was, it just did massive difference for us, and I didn't feel as tired after this year's con. So that was
it felt like we could, like, as funny as it sounds, we could participate more, I feel like, this year than, even though last year we were literally there from like start to finish, like on camera, this year it felt like we could like participate more like with the chat or like on social media, and then like of course we were still in the background to help people out, but it just I remember a lot more from this one than I do the first one.
Yeah, I remember nearly nothing from the first one.
Well, it's kind of like when you're planning, because you're like planning, and then it's like a day it's over, and you have to like think like, okay, this happened, you know, I want to remember this kind of thing. But I understand that too.
Yeah, I think I have better memories from this one than last
for sure
year. Because, well, I have practically no memories from last year. But it's like, you know, it's because it's funny because you're planning it, and then the whole time you're planning it, you're just like, I don't want to let people down. Then the convention itself actually comes about, and it's a lot about, you know, we need to make sure everybody shows up and everybody got the right email and everybody got a right link. I have to say, I am absolutely impressed with myself because I managed to send everybody the correct StreamYard link. And I mean, you know, you've seen what it looked like backstage. Like all the panels were there. And I am impressed with myself because I sent everybody the correct link.
Oh, yeah.
That's your big deal.
I was like, there has to be at least one fuck up there somewhere. And actually, there was one. There was one, I have to admit. But it wasn't the link. I sent the correct link. I just mentioned the wrong time. And that was when I was sending Debbie her access login for the ladies panel. Because I sent her the correct link, but I mentioned the timing of the panel that was before. That was mine. Not the ladies panel. But that was like the only mess up I did in the entire like email chain. That was so it was pretty cool. Like I was like, you know what, that is a success. I did sleep on it though. I scheduled all the panels. I was like, okay, I'm not sending this until tomorrow because now I'm too tired and I'm gonna send something. So but you know, and then it's like, you know, like, will the people show up? Like they have to show up and all that stuff, and you get a bit nervous when it's because it's an email conversation, and then obviously you send them a link, they confirm they had a link, but then you don't talk for 5 days, and you're like, what if they forgot? What if they didn't show up? What if something happens, you know? So that's like the thing. So then the event's happening and you're just a bit like, oh my God, what if, you know, everybody has to show up, everything has to go the right way. And then the event's over, and for the whole time you were like, you know, sort of I'm excited for the event, but sort of I can't wait for the event to be over because then I can kind of relax. And then the event's over and you're like, but it's over now.
Can we do another one next weekend?
But I found myself rewatching the videos though, just because I mean it was so well done. It was so fun.
And I think I enjoyed that aspect a lot because I have a hard time watching myself. So like having other people host the panels and being involved
Meg is a big part of this too, by the way. Wouldn't happen without Meg.
Oh,
thank you.
No, but I found it like I could go back and like rewatch panels like more and more because I wasn't staring at like my own face the whole time, you know, like, 'cause, you know, we're all our worst like critics. So, so no, I loved it. I mean, I've watched all of the panels at least like 5 times each now. It's so fun. I love it.
Yeah. And it's like, I also love the little things that obviously people don't know that happened like in between.
Yeah.
I think it was so wholesome in so many levels, like around so many panels, you know, when just before the stream or just after, it was just so sweet. Like even for you guys with Dave, it was so cool. Like it was so much fun. And then it just like a lot of things that happened off screen that like people didn't see were like really, really cool.
My favorite thing was Harry Lennox didn't know how to leave the StreamYard, like he didn't know how to leave the backstage, so he was obviously on the laptop because he said, "Okay, bye guys," and then you can see the laptop start closing, and then you see like because he obviously is on like a MacBook, and you can just see right before it goes black, it's just like silver from the computer and just closes. But he was still in it too, so we had to kick him out. It was hilarious.
or like literally the army ladies. It was just so much fun. and it was like, it was before the stream was hilarious, and it's like I was doing my own stream, like I had my own panel before, so I couldn't jump over right away, and then Cole was being my back support, so Meg had to go over first, so she was kind of there first.
Oh my gosh.
But then we all run in there, and it was just like, it was so much fun. It like, honestly, the best stuff that happened off screen. Like I was
so nervous. Like when you guys told me to go over there, I'm like, okay, I'll head over there. And so I got over there, and Samantha Wynn was the first person to show up. And I was like, oh my God, she's so badass and beautiful. What do I even say? And so I added her. I said, hey. And then Tig showed up, and I said, oh my God, I'm going to faint. Like, these chicks are so cool. Like, and we had so much fun backstage too before we even went live.
It was hilarious. It was like at that point, it was so hard to because we were just having so much fun. And it was like, okay, but we got to start now.
Like, we had to interrupt them.
Right.
And be like,
and it was
hey, ladies,
funny
we
because
gotta go.
everybody went quiet. 3, 2, 1, we're going, and everybody went quiet. And then we got on the stream, and I think somebody said it was like, you guys should have listened to what was happening just before.
That stream had so much energy,
Oh,
and
it was so fun.
Was just so awesome to watch. And I know what you're saying, because like even when Patrick and I touched base like the day before or whatever, a couple days before, and just getting to meet him, and then like Nana, you were in there, and like all of a sudden him and I just like went off on this.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm not worried about this panel at all.
Yeah. Him and I just we were laughing, and we were talking about stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, this is going to be great. This is going to be great, And so, and Dave, I loved how Dave like warmed up, because he came in
mellow in the beginning.
Yeah, because he came in.
He wasn't doing well. He was he was vaccinated. He had the second vaccine.
Yeah, he had that shot, and he came in and he was just kind of like, guys, like I'm feeling a little, under this, and stuff, but hey, let's do this. And I love the fact that like in that first 10 minutes, like when he saw where I was going, that this wasn't just going to be like point A, point B, tell me about this, but hey, let's talk about your family. Let's talk about you and stuff. And you saw him just perk up, and by the time that was done, he was so filled with energy enough that he would go and
find his Ewok village.
This is what I think, was really, really great, like whether it was you with Dave or Dave with Joe, like, or obviously Scott with Harry and all that stuff. You guys were able to kind of tap into more than just, hey, we're here to talk about one movie. No, you guys went and you spoke on things that these people like and enjoy, and you kind of were able to find the same note and just sort of get on because you could just see it. And especially with Dave Bautista and obviously Joe, they were the big guests. They were the headliners of the thing, aside from Zack. And also they were people that we technically didn't know. Like, it's different with Zack because Zack is so close with the fandom that you kind of have an idea what to expect. But with them, it wasn't the same thing. And, it's like, and we didn't have like you had, with Patrick, where you could sit down and talk beforehand or stuff like that. That wasn't there. So being able to find, those like common points and sort of do the interview that way was really important. And I think that's what really made it really cool, especially for your stream, your panel with Dave, and then for Dave's panel with Joe, because
or for Dave even to just even say like how he's obsessed with the ending and he can't say anything, and now it's like, now you got me excited. I can't wait to see.
It was funny because what people don't know is like we were in a private chat and we were texting Enosh. We were like, Enosh, we need you to go on the army, and there's a Netflix rap in the backstage, and they're like, and suddenly Star Wars comes up, and we were like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? And it's like, and we knew that we had only half an hour with Dave, which thankfully he stayed longer. But it was like we gotta stir Enosh the right way. We gotta do it because otherwise it's just gonna. But then like he could speak on army for maybe 5 minutes, but what he said was enough to get everybody hyped.
I hope he like goes on your channel
too, because that worked out too, because he really couldn't get into the meat of
what he wanted.
The movie, the stuff that really inspired him and got him excited. It was like, well, can you talk about it? Well, no, not really. So I was glad that there were other things, because if I had just led off with, hey, tell us about this movie, then it would have been really uncomfortable, because then it would have been like, yep, can't talk about that. Nope, can't talk about that. Can't talk about that. Well, we got about 25 minutes left.
That's what Tig said on our panel. This is going to be a lot of, this is not something we can talk about. So, but it was interesting, because once we closed off the panel with the ladies, there was like this question, like, you guys haven't seen it yet. How come you know so much? And we were like, welcome to Zack's State of Fandom. We got one trailer. This is
we get one trailer and we know everything.
Yeah,
that's why I love when Dave was like, have you seen the movie? And I'm like, I wanted to go,
can I?
No. And then I wanted to type in there to the Netflix rep, can I?
Can we?
Give me a copy of this movie, stat.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was just it was a lot of fun, definitely. And it's just I think I enjoyed this one much more than the last one.
Me too.
I think it's a shame that Twitter was down the first day, like on Saturday, not first day, second day. On Saturday, that like we didn't get to boost it as much as we'd want to, because I think it just would get more reach if it was, if we could boost that.
Yeah,
but
okay.
But hey, great. I got to say too, because we were using Twitter to communicate, but you all had backups, you had things in place, and that was what impressed me about the whole thing. You could tell that you had all learned a lot from the first one about what you wanted to do, how to do it, what to make sure that you were prepared for, and who prepares for Twitter to go down? And you all were prepared for that. You all had a backup, a way for us to communicate.
I'm like, I got this, don't worry.
Yeah, and it went smoothly. Everybody was on, everybody was in, and I was just impressed with all of your hard work, and I was just blessed to be a part of it and to do my part, and I had so much fun. And I hope, I could tell by the way that everybody responded, everybody else had fun too, including the panelists and stuff, and so yes, kudos to all of you.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Fabulous.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Since we gave everybody a little backstage look for JusticeCon, I think this is probably a good place to end today's stream.
Yes.
We will be back in 2 weeks with League of Mayhem. We do not have any special guests yet. We may have
guests.
Yeah,
that's true. But you're not special guests. You're like special hosts, because you're always here.
There you
go. That's the thing. Like you're co-hosts. But that said, we can tease a little bit for the week that Army comes out, because Army comes out on Friday, 21st of May on Netflix. For that following week, we may have 2 streams for you guys, and each of them has a very special guest. So
Valentine. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go.
That's you're not supposed to spoil things like that.
I just walk in a fucking tiger.
Damn it. God damn
Cross the line.
it.
Carol Baskin's gonna be here with her tigers.
Oh, kids and kittens.
Yeah, so yeah, you have that to look forward to. Carol Baskin. All right.
Zombie Baskin.
Oh my God, that's worse.
Riding her bike. Sorry. Bad Bishop will leave us.
All right. This is going off the rails. Okay. Anyway, good night, everybody.